So here we are for our next talk dealing with structural ideologies from your favorite YouTube structural integrator, me. And so today's talk is going to deal with this common phrase of it doesn't matter what people think that we hear all the time. And again, this is so close. I love the concept in Buddhism about near enemies of truth. Something is almost the same but slightly different. And this sense of I'm not, I don't care. I don't care what people think. Well, if we didn't care what people thought, why would we even need to say that? Why would we need to express it? The fact is, through the lens of duality, of which language is, speech is, thought is, in order for there to be a caring, there has to be a not caring. So when we say, I don't care what you think, what we really mean is there is a high percentage of not caring, but I also do care. Hence, I am in conversation with you. Hence, I am sharing that I don't care. Because if we didn't care at all, there wouldn't even be a need to express anything at all because we wouldn't care. And this again becomes a way of looking at how we are using words as a way of expressing how we are in the world. And yet the embodied nature underneath it is slightly different. The body is saying, well, it recognizes there is caring. The body is just being with the world. It just sees the world as it is. It is our mind that is labeling everything as it is through its own framework, through its own paradigm. So underneath our mind, our actual embodied experience, it just knows that there is this other thing in our mind. In order to protect, in order to things, says I have to have an understanding and I have to say I don't care because that means I am more this than that, whatever. But the fact is, ultimately, we do care. And so starting to change not just our wording, but also how we think, right? So we can say possibly, well, I don't care what they think. But really understand that we're saying that because it's convenient, because it's a lot more convenient to say, I don't care what they think, than to say, I care 98% what they think, or I guess in this case, I care 0.01% of what they think, which is still a caring. It's a very minimal caring, but there's still a caring there. It's much more easy to say, well, I don't care what they think. But the fact is, it's impossible to be 100% not caring or to be 100% caring. It's just not possible based on how a spectrum of thought is, because everything has the opposite in it. In order for there to be a care, there has to be a not care. In order for there to be a chair, there has to be everything other than a chair. This is very, very basics of speech, logic, and thought. When we start to go higher into that, we can understand it more. I'm trying to keep it more simplified. The issue, and we'll get to this in another talk, is that the oversimplification of things is actually not a simplification. It's a shortening, it's a constricting, it's a taking things out, and therefore it's actually more of a complicatingness to it, right? So we'll deal with that in another talk. For now, we're really just starting to notice that when we say, oh, I don't care, that's actually not what we're saying. We're saying, at this time, this is not of the concern for me, right? Oh, I don't care about him. At this time, that person does not have the most matter to me. And what we can start to also see as we express in different ways is there is a different perceptual awareness from our body. Now, for some of us, this takes time to get into, and some of us get it immediately. If we haven't spent time exploring our embodied response, how our body is responding to words, to the world around us, it's very new and scary. Riding a bicycle is very difficult at first until it becomes familiar. So play with it. Try saying, oh, what is it like to say, I don't care about that? And to say, I'm not that concerned about it. And see, is there a difference? Does your does your body experience have change? And if so, that is a clue that what we're sometimes saying is not what we mean to say. Is actually not even what we're saying. What we're expressing is different than what we're saying. Or I should say, what we're saying is different than what we're meaning to express. Right? So that's it for today. And I say that's it, but good luck with that. It's a long one. And as always, send comments, critiques, feedback. Praise is awesome, but so is I'm not sure about that. We'll see you soon. Enjoy the day.